This segment of Hack5 is brought to you by Domain.com.
As you can see, there's also compatibility with both Windows Vista /7 as well as newer Windows 8 stuff. But my host here is running Windows 7. I do have UAC, and I would like it to be persistent. So let's go ahead and choose number 1. And this is really nice. All I have to do is go ahead and answer a few simple questions like, who is going to be the admin for this account that we're creating? We're basically adding a backdoor that we're always going to have access to. So let's call it something innocuous, something the user wouldn't notice being out of place on their system, and call it evil admin. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then we can give it a password. Oh yeah. There we go. Nobody would ever guess that. And then it's going to ask where we're going to send that persistent shell. So let's go over to a new command prompt, do an ifconfig, and I see here my IP address is 1073.31.140. So that's where we want to send it. And then what port we're going to use. I don't know. Let's use 8080. That one gets used for everything. Let's use 8081. That'd be even more fun. And then again, what's the IP address of our web server? So the web server is actually going to be running, is going to be hosting the application that is going to be downloaded from the wget, or sorry, from the PowerShell and executed. So in this case, it's the same machine. And what's really nice about this script is with Kali Linux already having Apache setup, already having Netcat, and already having Metasploit, and all of those other things that you need, pretty much does all of this for you, which is so cool. So in this case, I'm just going to enter in 1073.31.140 again, and it will ask how long we would like to delay. And the purpose of that is that different operating systems will like a different delay depending on the speed of the computer, things of that nature. You know, if it's a Linux box versus a Windows box, Windows takes a little bit longer to recognize a human interface device. So in this case, I'm going to give it a 2000 millisecond or a 2-second delay. And then it says, hey, if you're using Kali, would you like me to go ahead and move all this stuff over for you? And it's like, yeah, let's do that. And then we have the option here of choosing our keyboard mapping. If we're not using English, we can go ahead and use French or Portuguese or any of these other ones here. I'll use US. And it creates our mother ducky script, which is awesome. It'll even offer right here to set up a listener. So literally all I've done is like enter a few keys in this menu. Boom. I now have a listener on 8081, and it pops up this folder, and you can see already we have our inject.bin. So I'm going to copy that inject.bin over to my host operating system, over to a micro SD card that I'm going to put in the little quacker. And while we do that, let's also take a look at this payload and kind of see what it's going to do, what kind of nefarious stuff to this machine. So continue there. And I have an old inject.bin on there. Let me remove that. OK. As you can see, I've plugged that into my host operating system, not the guest. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But this inject.bin file, we just need to put it on the SD card. But I want to take a look at payload.txt. This is what we're actually doing here. We're going to do that delay 2000 to hang out for 2 seconds. And then we're going to escape to get out of anything that we may be in. We will do a control escape to bring up the start menu, a CMD, hit menu, and then string A, which I love because that just bypasses UAC with a little left arrow and enter action. We disable the firewall using netsh. We can add the admin user, evil admin, with the net user command, and then after that it's all just a matter of adding some registry keys, which we can use regadd to do, and these just throw themselves into the Windows registry to allow us to get in, and we start actually doing our copying of the netcat VBS. And this is a little VBS that's going to run this guy in the background. We've got another one, batch file, which we'll call it, and then we set everything up with a C script, and then add everything to all users, start menu, programs, and startup, so that every single time this computer boots, we're now going to run persistence.bat, and that will make sure that everything is all happy. So pretty simply, and what I really love is how, you know, this has already set up my listener on 8081. It's really just a matter of copying over our inject.bin file that we just generated over to the root of our micro SD card. So let's do that. You can see it there on my Windows host. And if I come over to my encoder, now to make things super easy on myself, I know I'm kind of doing a cheap hack here, but it's fun because I get to use a tool that we haven't since talked about since the first season when Moobix came down, and that's HFS, HTTP file server. This is an awesome little utility for Windows. It's a portable app that basically allows you to run a web server and then map directories and whatnot. And I've done that for my flash drive here. I can see my IP address ends in .169, and I'll come over in my VM and go to 10.73, and there we go. And you can see d:// there's my USB drive, and there's nothing on it, and I hit upload, browse, choose myself that inject.bin, come down here and hit upload files, and there we go. I know, a bit of a cheap hack, but hey, that's the way that I'm going to copy my files from my VM to my host in virtual or in VMware. I'm used to VirtualBox and setting up those shared folders, but whatever. In fact, go ahead and let me know like what's the kind of crazy ways that you've just to get a file back and forth. Anyway, so with all of that, I can go ahead and close this. I can come over to Explorer and see that I have that inject.bin there. I'll safely remove my disk. And with my listener open and my cursor in my host operating system, I should just be able to take the SD card out, throw it into my USB rubber ducky, and start injection HID attacking my machine. And we've bypassed UAC. We're now in the command prompt. Getting a little netsh on to get rid of that, added the user. And now we're adding our keys. Everything seems successful so far. We'll throw in that little netcat love, PowerShell to download it, and there we go. And in just a moment, right over here on our box, hey, look at that. I'm in Windows System 32. And I am the user on this machine. So there you go. I mean, isn't that awesome? So now every time I restart my machine, it's going to go ahead and try to make a connection to my virtual machine, which doesn't make any sense because, anyway, this is because it's in a lab demo situation. But if you were actually setting this up, you'd have it on like some virtual private server or some EC2 instance. But every time this machine boots up, it's going to hit that. And as long as Netcat is listening on that port number, you're going to go ahead and have a shell. How awesome is that? And how awesome is this tool? I got to give mad props to Skysploit because this is really fantastic for making, Ducky script, ease of use, kind of like, hey, these are the scripts that really work well. They're so powerful. Just answer a couple of questions, get your inject.bin, toss it on an SD card. Couldn't be easier. And I love the integration with Kali Linux and how everything just kind of comes together. And I'm only scratching the surface on here. So I encourage you guys all to check it out at the Ducky forums as well as the code.google page, because if you've got stuff to add, it's really just a matter of tweaking some config files, and then you can add payloads, which is pretty freaking sweet. So with all of that, I encourage you to go over to hack5.org, find the show notes for this, and find all the places you can download, and let us know in the comments what you think. Take care. Budding entrepreneurs, startups, and innovators are all turning their ideas into realities backed by the strength of a .NET domain. .NETs are globally understood. They're one of the most popular domain extensions in the world, and a .NET domain will inject your business with instant credibility. Entrepreneurs and startups are immediately discovering the advantages of building their web presence on a .NET domain. And consider this, if you have a .com, why not protect your brand by getting the .NET as well? Or if the .com you want's already taken and you don't want to register a 20-character long .com, consider getting a .NET. It's the perfect alternative, and you can find your new .NET domain at domain.com. I love these guys because they're affordable. .NETs are only $8.99 a year. They're reliable. They're easy to use. They're totally active on social media like Twitter. You can tweet them at domain.com. Great customer service, makes it a totally fun place to do business. And the guys at domain.com want to hook you up. They're huge fans of the show, which means they're huge fans of yours. So you get 15% off their already affordable domain names and web hosting. All you have to do is use that coupon code. It's HAK5 at domain.com's checkout, and you're going to get that big time savings. So don't forget, use coupon code HAK5, and when you think domain names, think domain.com. time once again to check port 110. Actually, no, I used to say that when it was all about feedback at hack5.org, but it's more so because we have an excellent community over at Google Plus and up in our YouTube
That's true,
actions.
yeah.
So let's get into the comments.
We're going to start bringing in some comments from all of those different places. The first of which comes from Clem M. He wrote, "You should let people name your guys' van. Make it a competition. That would be so cool." Yeah, I totally agree. So what do you think we should call it?
Well, the best I've seen so far, somebody actually mentioned Universal Hacker Bus, which I love that. Especially ripping up the hit attacks and whatnot lately. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so
if you've got an idea, you should share it with us. Use the hashtag #HackAcrossAmerica.
Yeah, if you're on Twitter, I'm at Snubs. You can pound HackAcrossAmerica to me and throw us some name ideas.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
I love that.
We could do like a license plate name.
Yeah. Aw. Hey.
Such a good idea.
Have something for the winner. We'll come up with something good.
All right, next up is Keith W. He said, "I don't think you mentioned it in your video, but why not hook up your charge controller to the van electrics so that while the engine is running, the battery pack is being charged? Uses a bit of power, hence fuel, but if you're driving, it's very, very small."
That's absolutely right. In fact, one of the things with these bigger vehicles is that you can upgrade to like a bigger alternator. There's a massive one that I could put in this, and that is an option that I may explore later. Right now, I just want to stick with like baby steps, everything very simple and incremental. And I love the idea that I'm not really using diesel for energy. But yeah, that's totally something. I mean, in fact, when we used to have like hurricanes in Virginia and we'd have like massive blackouts and stuff, my buddy Jamie and I would always like, rock inverters in our car.
Oh, really?
So yeah, rather than get like a Honda generator or something, we just run an extension cord into the apartment and have our car sitting out there running.
Go figure.
I don't know if that's as fuel efficient, but you're basically driving around a giant generator.
So our next three comments they kind of tie into each other, so I'll just take them all at once. So first off is Aaron K. He said, "You need to put a big antenna on the roof for grabbing Wi-Fi, something like a 3-foot Yagi or an array for Yagis. Also, Moonfest Madness said, "I hope you're going to install external Wi-Fi antennas for CB ham setup. That would be super cool." And Jacob D said, "You can post all the Wi-Fi networks that you crack along the way." Completely for educational purposes, though, and no actual passwords posted. Yeah, no actual
I don't know about the cracking part, but I have some really great ideas for ways to make this very collaborative. If you're not going to be at one of the places where there are meetups, you can still we've got live streaming stuff going on. We're going to have a bunch of different Wi-Fi Pineapple and Wi-Fi Pineapple-like gear up in there. We've got tons of Ting 4G modems keeping this thing online for the entire trip, so that's going to be exciting. And I think one of the things I'm thinking Wi-Fi-wise is I have these huge panels. We've got them in the hack shop. These massive, they're not Yagis, they're not parabolics, but just panel antennas, they're directional. I want to put one in each 4 cardinal
DVI
directions.
Ones?
Yeah. So one in each 4 cardinal directions tied to a box with 4 alpha radios all connected to the internet through a Ting modem. Other people can SSH in.
I like it.
I want to I need to talk to Dragorn of Kismet and see what we can come up with to have telemetry of kind of like how the Google van picks up,
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so if you've got some ideas of ways that we can actually use that for more than just posting to Wiggle, if you guys aren't familiar with wiggle.net, it's where you can post all of your war driving.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be a very long war drive. So, tweet those to us, get up on the Google Plus community. Let us know any way you possibly can. We're all over the internets.
Yay! Now, before we get to the Technolist Photo of the Week, we have a gift from a fan.
Oh, we do?
Why don't you grab that box right there?
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe this can be for the winner of, maybe we can, what?
This is from Nathan. He sent us this, which...
That's the note. Quick, get your phones out.
I thought we did this one already. We cut it out.
This is amazing. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that doesn't say something profane, so thank you. What is it?
It's a controller!
Oh, dude. Hang on.
Drive the van with that.
Drive the van with it, yeah. There we go. See, that's what you could do.
It's not just a Thrustmaster.
You could install it.
A Thrustmaster with a game port, mind you. It is a Top Gun Thrustmaster.
It is a Top Gun one.
Dude. I'm going to have to find some way to integrate this. I'll need a game port to USB, but you know what I'm thinking, though? I could use this while I'm on the highway.
You could.
The highway to the danger zone.
Oh, my God.
I just did that. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I love flight simulators, and I can't wait to put this to some use. The address is at the bottom if you want to send in gifts. Especially Jason Applebaum is looking for some older Nokia feature phones that are GSM unlocked, because we're doing really fun GSM hacking here in just a bit, and it's one of those things that we're adding to the van. So we're going to have our own private GSM network wherever we go, and that should be a lot of fun.
Good times.
I imagine good stuff coming of that. So just putting an APB out there for that. If you happen to have one that you were going to recycle anyway, otherwise I'm sure we could just troll eBay and find something suitable.
We could.
But I'm really excited to get into some GSM hacking.
All right, now it's time for the Technolist photo of the week. This one comes from Ewok, which is not quite Ewok, but it's close. He sends us photos of his own tablet, with a P, and his antenna wall. And he asks how many antennas does he actually have there? And I think I counted 5.
More antennas,
6.
the better.
Yeah, the more antennas, the better, of course. And of course, if you guys have photos that you want to share with us, send them over to feedback@hak5.org with the subject line Technolist. Or you could just, send them to our Google Plus community or whatevs. Also,
that's a 4-foot antenna.
Yay! Yeah. It's a 4-foot. All right, so trivia this time?
Yes,
you
trivia.
Ready for trivia?
I'm ready.
All right, so did you do trivia last week?
No, I forgot to.
All right, I didn't think you would have, so I went ahead and skipped last week's and put it into this week's. Last week's question was, or 2 weeks ago, was what is the preferred communications method used with systems on a botnet? And the answer is the IRC. Of course.
Oh, yeah. Although, more recently, did you see Evernote was used as command and control?
Yes,
there you
I heard about that.
I mean, pretty much anything. Pastebin could be used.
So funny.
Anything where you can put stuff. In fact, Krios, set up by our good friend Robin Wood, uses Twitter.
Hi there. This week's question is, what does the program Elite Wrap do exactly? You can answer that over at hak5.org/trivia for your chance to win some Hak5 swag.
Oh, I know.
Shh. Don't tell the internets. They gotta Google it themselves.
Oh, I was going to say, Dualcore and Dale Chase know what Elite Wraps are all about.
Well, of course they do.
Anyway.
Those nerdcore rappers.
Yes, but hey, if you like nerdcore, if you like Hak5, if you like to join the community that we're just so thrilled to be crossing the country.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. I went in the Google Plus community and I was like, hey, I'm doing a demo of Kali Linux. What do you guys want to cover? And they were just like, why should I use this as opposed to Backtrap? And I'm like, because it's new, that's why.
and this is also, if you get it on the Twitters and the Google Pluses and whatnot, then you'll find out when we're streaming live and come in here and join the hack wall, and it's really fun and exciting, so we just encourage you guys to seek that out.
And as usual, you can email us, feedback@hak5.org. Let us know what you want us to cover. If you aren't on the social networks, you can always email us.
Yep. And also, remember that you can support the show directly if you love what we do. Sarah works tirelessly over there, getting all of the goodies from the Hack Shop. And Sarah, we've got some specials going on this week.
Hey, Shannon and Darren. I'm working hard back here, but I do want to take the time to tell you about our special we have going on. It's Duckies for $8 off. So use the coupon code DuckyPants and go to hackshop.com and order them.
Awesome!
Duckies?
Yay!
Yay!
I love Ducky Pants. Well, with all of that said, I'm Darren Kitchen from also that other show, threatwire.org.
Ducky Pants. Ducky Pants?
Ducky Pants.
Really?
Pants.
That's
pants that wear duckies.
Ducky Pants.
Not the other way around.
That's adorable.
Yeah. Okay, so with all that said,
yeah, I'm Shannon Morse.
I'm Darren Kitchen.
Bye-bye.
Trust your Technolist.
Bye.
Can we make the thing do the thing?
I can make it do the thing.
All right, thanks. Bye, Internet.
Bye-bye.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, and see, now it's coming back down.
Oh.
How low can it go? How low can you go? That's me not knowing how to end the segment. 6 episodes of season 13, because that one part with the thing, and it was shocking.
Where we blew up the thing.
Yeah.
The cannon.
Yep.
Yeah, it was nuts.
And then the strippers.
The strippers.
I thought that they were going to do really well on YouTube.
Nope.
Let me get my jazz. Let me get jazzed up. Why do I look purple? Like, oh, I'm gonna do something sneaky. Paul won't even know. Oh, wait.